Well, what's interesting is each teacher really has to sort of make a plan over a lifetime of how one gets to be better each time, how one continues to grow and be stronger. And that depends on the kind of person you are and how you work and how you learn. So we aren't trying to say, here is what you have to do, but rather, let's take a look at some of the qualities of what people consider good teaching and see how you can form your own pattern of growth and move toward that goal. So a quiet teacher may be more effective than an animated teacher. On the other hand, maybe the quiet teacher needs to be more animated. So let's see what you think and what the kids around you think as you move toward excellence in teaching. I think that I've spent my life basically with teachers, and I am a teacher. And for me, the whole point of teacher education, teacher development, teacher training, whatever you want to call it, is how we get to be better. Me too. And I want the world to realize how many good teachers there are. So I have worked with such fine teachers in writing my books over the years that I use them as my sounding points for what I really feel good teaching looks like in our world today. And it may not look the same in every school, in every classroom, in every subject, but there are qualities that emerge in all those subjects and areas that are constant. So I want to take a look at those, well, we found about 30 constant qualities, and see how each of us can work toward them and combine them in different ways to make ourselves stronger. So it's the teachers I met, the teachers I work with, the teachers I care about, that I want as models for others who are beginning, who are changing, who are looking for change. One of our main points was building community, 2 communities, one in your classroom and one in the school. And the hardest one is the one in the school, because I think it dates back to when we become a teacher at Teachers College, where we're measured and watched and observed and recorded and passed on our teaching, and we tend to think of it then as a pass-fail sort of activity. And our schools, that leads to competition or to unfair treatment of each other. And good principals are building today teams within schools that are working together collaboratively, cooperatively. And really that's the change. I cannot write alone anymore. I need to be with really good people who have lots to say, and want to say it, and want to share their ideas. So every teacher in our book is one of those people who's excited about reading about others, seeing others teach, being with them at meetings, conferences, sharing them through their books. And I think that community building gets rid of so many ego issues, issues of insecurity. We're with others, we're stronger. When teachers work with one another and the students feel that and see that and are part of that, they realize they're not owned, that they're in a place where we are working hard together to make it stronger. I taught on a rotary timetable to grade 7 and 8 where they take 6 or 7 subjects. So we had team meetings every week. I learned to really respect those other teachers. They had worked as hard as I had worked. They were doing exciting things, and suddenly we were a team. And the students would talk about the teacher in social studies, or the teacher in phys ed, or the teacher in drama, and they realized this is a team group here. We're working all together, so I'm very anxious that community building be the heart of our schools. Most parents think their kids have good teachers. They might not like education, but they're convinced that school is pretty good and the teacher's pretty good. Are the children all being helped to their fulfillment with their teachers? What about the kid over here, the kid over there, the kid beside me? We need to work with all those people to make them stronger, give them a better beginning in life. I think if teachers are learners, they've got a much better chance of helping those students become learners and value learning. Imagine a world where nobody learns. Imagine a world where we have to stick with what we thought we knew. We would never have cured polio, or never have found a way to help those in trouble or at risk. We're finding new things every single minute, and our world's at risk. So we need to have people continuing to learn and explore and grow. So I think in schools, think of the change of technology. We're just now beginning to understand or work towards understanding it, and it's complicated. So we need to have lots of help with this, lots of research on this, lots of exploration. So I think that we need to have a mindset that says, let's find out. Or that doesn't make sense. Or how can we make that better? We need a mindset for learning. All the anecdotes in the book are by teachers, so they're all interesting. But the one that I think started the book 3 years ago when Rich and I were, before we even thought about it, was a teacher in New York who, after I gave a little talk, came up with tears in her eyes and said to me, "How do I get to be good?" And all I could think of was, you hang around good people. And then I realized that's what I've tried to do. Hang around good teachers, good researchers, good writers, who can help you see better, see more clearly, begin to investigate, begin to understand, peel back the layers. So she taught me that, and it was a wonderful lesson. And you get to be good by being with others who want to be good. I've spent the last many decades with new teachers who are beginning their careers, and the excitement of first day in your class is nothing like it. It's your space, you decorate it, it's yours. Begin with the students, with the kids. Begin to know them well. Begin to develop a teacherly identity. Begin to know who you are in front of them or alongside them or with them. Work toward it. And continue to have your friends you made at school or your friends you have in your peer group, and learn from each other. And one thing you might consider doing is read some of the things written by good teachers who spent a couple of years writing it and have distilled their information for you in readable prose. So find those friends in real life, in books, on websites, and be part of a circle. When I travel to other countries like Vienna or Iceland or Sanikiluwak in northern Canada, when you're with teachers, you're home automatically. They understand what you're talking about, you're there. And that says that we're a group of people, a profession, who are alike, no matter our language or our culture. We connect. I think that when they say, you know, the book written years ago, My Teacher Sleeps at School, that they don't know who we are, and what they have to know is what we are in their lives, in our professional understanding. They have to know that we are those people who are there to support their learning, and how much we share of our lives, how much we share about our thoughts and our dreams and our wishes and our fears, has to be looked at very carefully so that all the time they're at the focus, not us. We can talk about our divorces, our losses, our marriages, but we have to be very careful we're doing that so their lives are better and stronger. So that identity that you have in the classroom, in the school, may not match the one you have when you're with your grandmother or your parents or your boyfriend or your wife. But parts of it will. They learn who we are as professionals. And I want that identity clearly. I want it to be an understood awareness of what I am with those kids. So that's the identity I want you to struggle toward. So the question, how do I get to be good, really depends on you. And that's what's different about measuring teacher success. We have organizations now that come to a school for a fee and measure the teacher's worth they think. But teacher's worth is measured by all kinds of things like student feelings, parents' fears, the whole school's understanding of what we have as a common mission. So I think it's a very complicated question, but we know that there are ways of becoming better. So let's seek them out. How many teachers take courses? Thousands and thousands. How many teachers read books? Thousands and thousands. Articles. How many work with each other on teams? Team building, after 4 work, summer things. We're a wide-ranging profession. So you decide how you want to be good.